From the good old days of TV sets with antennas to the beat it 3 times until it works TV and the modern LED TV screens, we've witnessed a robust number of entertainment shows. And as well, we know there are many things that make a TV show great, and a memorable theme song is one of them. The wave of nostalgia that hits you when you hear your favorite theme songs from your childhood is highly unmatched, isn't it? But we hardly mention the voices behind those soundtracks. Or should we say they didn't get the credit they deserve for giving us such a memorable soundtrack? Well, today will be different, as we'll be talking about names behind some classic TV and movie-themed soundtracks. This is Daily Top 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch me.
Yes, number 1, Iji Owuro. I got that right?
Yes.
Yeah. This Yoruba movie was a very interesting one, just like the song. The main cast, Bimbo Oshe and Desmond Elliott, did a fantastic job with the role they played. Shola Alison, who was behind the lovely soundtrack, became a household name after she dropped her album with the same title. Even those who haven't watched the film, I'm sure they are familiar with the soundtrack.
Fẹ́mi tààràtààrà, olólùfẹ́ fẹ́ràn mi láìṣẹ̀ tán.
Sure, man. You should remix the song with Shola Alison, by the way.
Because I have a good voice, right?
You already know.
I know, thank you, darling. Thank you.
And I must say, honey, but thank you for your sonorous voice yesterday.
Now, when you...
Your rendition.
No, I sang birthdays.
No, she did.
Yeah.
Is it your compliment?
So if I'm not doing it for a living, at least let me just be serenading people.
Yes.
Your birthday, don't worry, I'll sing.
Yes.
I want money. Shola Alison right there.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
It is.
That's a classic, and it changed the story for her.
Yep.
The album. And
That's right, that's right.
Yeah,
fantastic. And I think she's gone ahead to doing so many too. All right, now let's talk about I Need to Know. This is another classic TV show starring Nigerian A-list actress Funke Akindele, who played the role of a Yoruba girl, Bisi, the inquisitive one. The TV series was an educational show sponsored by the United Nations Population Fund. It dwells on the lives of 4 secondary school students, Bisi, Ngozi, Hawa, and Asian, dealing with life in their teenage years. HIV, AIDS, and teenagers' pregnancy were strong themes in the show. However, many do not know the voices behind the catchy soundtrack well. It was sung by a Kenyan group called Kalamashaka, who also made a cameo appearance on the TV series. I need to know.
you need to know what?
No.
What
What
do you
do you
need to know? From this particular one, from the theme songs, you already know what it is that you're about to watch. If education is the key, why should you deny it?
Yeah.
You talked about the theme of the show itself. Yeah, it was a nice show.
Yes,
Very
it was
educative
really
one.
a nice one, because I think it taught parents how to start the conversation about sex education with their children. You know, you should be your children's friends, and you should always just let them be open to you. Because there are so many times that if you're not their friends, they're not going to be telling you certain things.
A lot of things.
And that was why Funke Akindele was Funke Akindele. Like, she was busy right there, and she was always asking questions. And it's okay when children ask questions too.
It is.
Yeah.
Don't push them away.
Yeah, it's good to be inquisitive.
Yes, sir. Number 3, Topolabi. Yeah, wondering if there's any classic film or TV series called Topolabi? Well, I'm talking about the famous gospel singer. She's one of the frequent voices behind most Yoruba films. I'm sure some Yoruba movie lovers will attest to that. The famous gospel singer, who was also an actress, was a pace setter of soundtracks in the Yoruba film industry, as she has composed a whole lot of soundtracks.
Oh, mom, man. The fact that I can't even sing along to all this one, because I think she's done like, I learned over 300 and something. Okay, you were telling me.
Like, I'm wondering, is that really possible?
It's possible, because you know Yoruba movies, the way they churn them out. And
They shoot every day.
And I really do hope that she get paid like well for this, because I don't want to be hearing
I think it might have been like that. Like
when they started, maybe now.
So
And you know the funny part? That Oakman, they did it for 5 movies.
No,
He don't enter 5 movies.
Spanish artist, Abby.
Boy, they act. Don't worry.
But that Oakman, they don't enter for 5 films. So you watch like different movies.
Okay,
the same
let me translate to you. So it was actually saying that Yoruba films, I mean, that industry, that's how they'll just call you. You are my friend. They'll talk, come. I want your voice. So they'll be psyching you and they'll be like, I really want your voice on this, my, movie. And I really want you to, so Saeed Balogun will be the one to act this thing. And when he says, when he kills, you know what I'm saying? Oh, like he kills someone, he kills someone. I am so sorry for the mess.
But the good thing is with Yoruba films, once you listen to the soundtrack, you don't need to see the title.
You know what is happening.
You already know the title and
you know the
storyline.
end.
You know the title, the storyline. You know it's about twins.
I am sweating under this wig. What?
We apologize.
I am so sorry. Now let's talk about Fuji House of Commotion. Like most TV shows of the early 2000s, Fuji House of Commotion was a family-oriented comedy. This show followed a highly dysfunctional, noisy, and downright crazy inter-ethnic polygamous family. Chief Fuji, the family patriarch, had 3 wives and a mistress with over a dozen children of different ages. It was a madhouse, and there was always one crazy conflict or the other going on. However, this show managed to teach us how such a large and diverse family were able to work their way through different problems while providing lots of light-hearted humor. Omar Ikomi did justice to the song. Once you hear the beats, be ready to sing along, and that's why it's one of the catchiest soundtracks ever.
A Fuji House of
Commotion. The tactical solution. Fuji House of Commotion.
This is a classic, man. This is a classic,
It is actually.
It is.
It is. Shout out to everyone on that. Shout out to the person who made that soundtrack.
Yes.
Oh,
because it's the reason we have this. We have put this together today because
Yes.
we kept talking about it on the, in our meeting. Like, these people, is it that they don't acknowledge them? And there are some times that you don't even see the end credits when they finish.
They don't put music by.
They don't put. And I'm like, this is somebody's work. You should acknowledge them, and that is why we have taken our time to acknowledge these people.
Yes, and
we really appreciate you.
Yeah, and these people are actually some of the major reasons you remember these movies.
Yeah.
Because the soundtracks are very catchy.
Yeah.
Once you say wife number, that's Fuji House. This is super, that's like a whole lot of effort is always put into this.
I feel that we should go way back, like Tales by Moonlight. When you're buying something, maybe they send you on errand, and then you just hear from another person's TV. You quickly run to your own house.
Before.
I know. I just be very hard.
I'll be the one to do the work.
To do the research. Tales by
But you don't
Moonlight.
talk.
Tales by Moonlight. What would that show behind the cloud?
Behind the cloud.
It go hard. We'll just do the homework. We feature. Number 5, wrapping it up, Super Story. This was one of the most popular Nigerian drama series created by Wale Adenuga. Families gathered to watch the highly suspenseful and entertaining show as each season had a new storyline, more captivating and sometimes even scarier than the previous one. From the unforgettable theme songs to the proverbs at the end, this show was epic. It's no longer news that the soundtrack was beautifully done by Wale Okoro, popularly known as Essence. You can't help but enjoy and sing along once this track begins.
This is Super Story. This is Super Story.
You see that proverb? Where a fish drowns or even die of thirst. That's epic, man.
That's right.
How will a fish
As in
drown
or die
of thirst?
When it's always in the water.
Maybe there is a depth they will go to and then they... Is that even possible for a fish?
This particular one, like this is a classic, and I think they still do Super Story.
Yes, they do.
I
still do.
sorry.
You can't, yeah.
Then they're always inserting
Back in the day,
title.
it was a thing.
It was
They're always inserting the title. Father, oh father.
Yeah,
Sister,
Odd
sister.
Worlds,
Odd Worlds. And we know you guys are like, oh, why aren't the other ones there? That's why we call it Daily Top 5. We know we have
Of course.
This Life is Beautiful and a whole lot of others.
Shout out to Wale Adenuga Productions. Man.
Yes, shout out. Because I remember we're talking about this off air, and Ojo was saying that way back, you know, you have family members sit down together and watch this, and that is what's like so many people don't even have any longer, right? Interesting stuff.
Yes, sir.
All right, we will be back after this music break to wrap up the show. Don't go anywhere.